Students, myself, Dr. J.K. Sali. In the last lecture, we had seen Chapter 2, Management Reporting, and topic Significance of Office Communication. Today we are going to learn barriers to office communication. So let's start with the new topic, barriers to office communication. Meaning of office communication. The term communication is derived from the Latin term communist, that means common. Whatever is common is shared by all. Office communication is the process of exchanging the information and ideas, both the verbal and non-verbal, between the one person or group and another person or group within an office. Emails, text messages, notes, calls, etc. They have the diverse cultures and backgrounds and can be used the norms. Office communication is extremely significant to offers because it increases productivity and efficiency. Definition of office communication. Communication is the process of passing information and understanding from one person to another. It is the process of imparting ideas and making oneself understood by others. Barriers to office communication. Communication is the process of transmitting the information as is present in the mind of transmitter is transferred unchanged into the mind of receiver. A perfect act of communication has taken place. We recall how many times and we have had an experience. The miscommunication can originate at the various level and that level of the transmitter. The various points is barriers to office communication. The first is physical barriers. The sub point is state of health. The physical conditions can affect the efficiency both as a transmitter as a receiver. It is common experience that a person or fever inclined to engage in the communication, the ability is reduced in attention while regarding or the listening. There may be lack of energy, might result in unclear thinking and difficulty in finding the right words. The second point is physical barriers to memory. The studies have shown the most of remember only about 35%. Someone else with the considerable amount of accuracy. They forget and uncontinuously misrepresent of what was actually said. That means that the chances of error in reproducing what has been said and forming the barrier in communication channels. The second point, the second barriers to office communication is the psychological barriers. And the first sub point is inattentiveness. The people of become the receiving the message in a particular. The message contain of new idea. The human mind usually change. They make things the uncertain changes, threaten security and the stability. The new idea is presented to them and unconsciously become the sometimes person becomes distractions. It is possible that someone is by the typist. They had chosen the exactly that moment to do. He is feeling amused at the supervisor, artificial and accent and find the difficulty on the working sometimes. The next point is premature reaction. Many times receiver is too quick and communicating to the information without waiting for the full information, and the reaction is based on incomplete information is again to faulty communication. Next is inattention. It will case to be effective and we lose its purpose if people do not pay the required degree of attention to the listening and understanding the message. Inattention may be the result of lack of interest in the message of the mind and the other thought. Thereafter, next point is linguistic barriers. It is the most important tool of communication and it is a tricky tool can slip out of the hands of careless users. They always communicate in a language which is understood by both the sender and the receiver. For example, if a Hindi speaking person communicates with the Tamil speaking person in Hindi, the communication does not exist. Though there is a person desirous of sending the message is not understood due to the language barriers. The capable of communicating a variety of the meanings. The possible that the receiver of message does not assign the same meaning to word as the transmitter had intended. This may lead to miscommunication with the various communications example. The next is cultural barriers. The cultural background of the receiver and sender differs, then it creates problems. Specifically, is an international environment. Cultural differences cause the communication problem. The same words, the symbols, actions, color mean different things to people of different countries. They having the different culture background. For example, in the Western countries, the color black is associated with the death and mourning, while in the far east, white is the color of mourning. In the United States, people love to be called by their first name, while in the Britain, people are more formal and like to address by their title or their last name. And India, there is a certain way of addressing the people of different age groups. Elders are not addressed by their name at all. And the last barriers is mechanical barriers. These barriers are generally the defect the device used for communication, and they may not be within the control of the parties engaged in communication. The telephone, the postal system, the telegram, loudspeaker, and the microphone, and the other channels may be break down, and they may not convey the message correctly. So these were the various barriers to office communication. I hope all of you must have understand these barriers to office communication. Thank you.